Hello everyone. Today we will be talking about Chapter 14, which is going to be releasing in the game tomorrow. If you're not caught up in the story, click off now. You don't have to watch this video because this video will get into major spoilers very soon, so click off now if you don't want to get any of those. Alright, if you're still here, we're going to be talking about Chapter 14, and specifically about the free unit we're going to get, and some other story details I think. And at the end we're also going to talk about Halloween Elly. But right now, just looking at this thumbnail and knowing that we're going to get a free unit, and we compare it to the thumbnail from chapter 11, I'm pretty positive our free unit is going to be Zethia. And I'm going to get into some more detail of that, but if you're just coming here for my prediction, what I think the free unit is going to be, I 100% think it's going to be Zethia. I think, really, when looking at all the welfare units we have from the story, the only weapon missing is a wand, and she would fit that character very well. And I also think that just based off of some of the things from the interlude from chapter 13, which I'm going to open right now, she is trying to get to our timeline and save it. She says here, I know the key to getting my brother back lies in that particular world. So for those of you who got up in the story, you already know that this Zethia is from an alternate timeline where she became the other, and then Uden also became the other after her to save her, and now she's trying to save Uden. So it's kind of the opposite situation of what we have here in our timeline of the story. But now she's trying to get back to ours to save it. And she actually made an appearance in the Fractured Future story. And that story talked about the alternate timeline, and we saw how the timeline was ruined. And actually, one of the things that was missing from the timeline is we didn't see other Uden, but then at the very end of the prologue, we actually see him here. So, just based off everything we have here, and based off the trailer, I'm not going to play the trailer. There is a trailer, I will link it in the comments, but I just want to look at this one screenshot for something else. There's a big focus on Zethia, like saving her, obviously that's what the story's about, but this chapter specifically has a giant focus on her specifically. And I think it lines up for her to be the free unit. If we think about the other free units we could get Leaf, but Leaf already has a Gala variant, and the Gala variants of the story characters are usually the same element as the normal characters. And Story Leaf is expected to be light based off of his appearance in chapter 9 and then his appearance in the Colosseum. So him being Wind as the Gala unit kind of gives me a Gala Mim situation where Mim is a story unit to say, but she doesn't have a welfare variant. And then there's we could get a sibling. The only one I really think fits this is a Meal, and I don't think a Meal would be a wand. Or we could get Harl, and Harl I don't think would be a wand either. And I'm really stuck on that wand thing, because if we go to the Dragalia Lost Wiki, where is it? And we look at adventures and we go to story. There's a sword, a lance, lance, blade, axe, bow, dagger, and a staff. So we're really missing this wand. Additionally, there's 2 flame, there's 2 shadow, and 1 of everything else. So if I had to pick an element for this Zethia, I would say she's going to be a light wand, if my predictions are on point. That's what I would suspect, especially since we have a light event going on right now in the game as a whole with the Halloween event. If they give us another light unit, that might be helpful. So those are just my reasonings for thinking that she is probably going to be the free unit. Now, I don't think it's going to be this Zethia that's right here. I think it's going to be this Zethia. Oh, where is she? This Zethia, second Zethia. Because second Zethia is trying to get to our timeline, and she actually is a different Zethia. So I think she might actually get trapped here. And at the end of these trailers, they always have these little comments at the end. And this one says, I'll be with you every step of the way. So to me, this doesn't say much, but I think one of the things it does say is it just says it's kind of like leading off into who they're talking to, who is talking here. So that's important. And what are they talking about? And one of the things I might think this might be, because they often have twists, is that this is actually other Zethia talking to other Eden. And I think she might actually get trapped in our timeline, sort of unwantingly, but sort of in order to save herself. And I think it's just her saying, I'll be with you every step of the way. So that's what I think about the chapter as far as the free unit. As far as the story of the event goes, I'm really looking forward to it. The maps look absolutely amazing. If we look at here, you see Laxi going into activating Assault Terminus. That sounds really cool. It looks very anime, so I like that a lot. So I think she'll play a major role in this chapter, and I think that will lead up to her getting a Gala variant next month. And then I think 2 months from now, or 3 months from now, 3 months from now, when Anniversary comes around, I'm pretty positive we're going to get Gala Zethia as our Anniversary unit, just due to her being in there in the story at this point. We got Eden year 1, now we get Zethia year 2. That makes sense to me. And I think other Eden might make an appearance. As you already see from this trailer, my bad. So you already see from this trailer, we know that the Agitos are going to make an appearance. Right there. We know Baron's going to make an appearance. And then this is right here. This is another reason I think she might be the free unit. Will you lay down your life for your sister, or will you sacrifice her in the name of peace? Now, I don't think, just knowing the story and knowing what happens in the second timeline, I don't think Eden would ever sacrifice her in the name of peace. If anything, he'd sacrifice himself. That's just the guy he is. So I don't think this is going to happen, but I really like this dramatic shot in these screenshots. I love this photo of Zethia. This is probably my favorite photo of Zethia. It's so cute. But as we just play this more, he's just going through what he has to do, and then chaos in the capital, the title right there, and then I'll be with you every step of the way. So yeah, I think this event, this story chapter is going to be very interesting. I love the new maps. If you don't know, they are doing special maps because this is going to be a raid on the capital. So I think that's going to be awesome. I think the free unit's going to be awesome. I'm really looking forward to it, especially if it's Zethia. If it's not Zethia, I have no idea who it could be. It could be a brand new character we never got. We got a situation like that in chapter 11 again, but also Laxi was right here. So was Mascula, who was with us the entire chapter. So usually these have to do with the main focus of the chapter, and the main focus of the chapter will be Zethia. So, and I also think this is a bit more far out there theory, and I'll make another video about this after chapter 14 comes out to see if I'm correct. I think this arc is going to end in chapter 15, especially around the anniversary. I think once chapter 15 ends, we might get a new story arc about something else, a new other, more Sayari being released, something like that. Because if what I'm thinking is correct in the way that the story is shaping up, they're raiding the capital, which is what they've been trying to do since the beginning, since she got corrupted. That seems like a good place to end this arc and save her. So that's why I think this story might end very soon, and we might end up with a situation where they're trying to save her, they do save her, and more story gets released, or maybe Zethia gets killed, and the only Zethia in our timeline is the other Zethia. Who knows? Anything is really possible with that. So that's just my impressions of this chapter and what I think is going to happen. I will have a video, probably not Monday, but Tuesday most likely, of my impressions of the unit, and then my impressions of the chapter. So we'll need to see that. The other thing I want to talk about in this video is Halloween Elly. Now, in my other video, in my previous video, I said this might be a reason to summon, but we didn't know. I expected her 70 MC to be good, and it was not. If we go down here and look, just looking at the skill 3 to skill 4, like levels, she gets 2% SP. This goes from a 17 to a 15 to a 17. That's terrible. It adds some other things, but it also adds a new SP cost each time you use it. So this got a 2% modifier increase and nearly double and triple the SP to play it. So that's bad. And then this This went from doing 10 hits to doing 1 hit, and this translates to 20% difference, which is terrible, and she gets 200 more SP from it, which is, I mean, it's not, it's good, but I mean, it's not great. It's definitely not the thing you're looking for in a 70 MC. And then down here, we can see her skill damage went up by 5%. That's not great. She got the opponent curse res, so that's pretty normal. And then speeds up the gauge, decreased by 40%. Originally, it was 35. So yeah, they kind of, honestly, a lot of players don't like this. I think they butchered this character a lot, and that's not what you want to see in a 70 MC. You really just want to see the character getting way better, getting way stronger. But that's not the case with this. So honestly, if you have her, I would not recommend investing in her. I would rather recommend investing in a different light unit, and maybe even if you have Wukong, invest in him instead, because he is free to 50 MC for anyone who has him. So that might be a good alternative. But that's going to be it for me for today. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.